You're listening to Fucks Given, the best podcast in the whole wide world. I'm Florence.
Oh, Florence, that was so good. I was not expecting that one. Woo! Teaching some hard truths there.
Some hard truths.
And of course, I am Reed. So that kind of falls flat there.
Yeah, I was just like, what can I say at the beginning of this episode to make people super excited?
Yeah.
So I have some like weird news from well, not weird news. Something weird happened to me during my training session with my PT earlier.
Oh my God, stop. What happened, please?
So I've just come off my period and you know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
And he was really late and we ended up doing like some rounds of, so he's my Muay Thai instructor. So we were in the ring and after we finished doing all the rounds, actually no, like in the middle of, this is what kind of started the in my mind, because I have a bruise on my leg and I was wearing shorts and he was like, where did you get that from? I was like, I don't know. And then when we were doing the exercises and I was kneeing him, I don't know how else to call it.
Yeah.
Move. I realized, I was like, oh fuck, I think the bruise is from this because that's where the pad hits me. And he was just like, oh, so I gave you the bruise. And immediately in my head, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, for fuck. Are you attracted to your Muay Thai instructor?
Well,
or is it like
always been a bit of a vibe?
Or is it the type of
I've
attraction?
known him for a long time. Like
Yeah.
I've been training with him for like on and off for 4 years.
Yeah.
I think.
So quite comfortable.
Very comfortable. But so at the end of it, we were like, he was just like, okay, now we're going to do some ab crunches. And I was like down on the floor and he was like standing like by my feet and like holding his hands up for me to like punch up. So like crunch up and then like punch his hands. And oh my God, like him just like standing, towering above me was like...
When you were saying that, I was already like, well, yeah, please go on, like frothing at the mouth.
Right? And then like I think I maybe did like 10 and then suddenly I like clocked in my head that I was getting turned on. And then my face went like even more red.
I wonder if you could tell.
I wonder, because I was suddenly like,
I think you were
really
probably
hot.
covered by the fact that you're doing exercise.
yeah.
You could just play it off as like, I'm really hot. Like really,
So
training
hot.
so hard.
Ooh, oh my God.
I'm sure there's like a word where it's called, where you wouldn't necessarily find somebody attractive, but because you work or, you're with them in close proximity, you find them attractive. You start, is that just it's like demisexual where you're just really into personalities? I know that's like not it, but you end up just finding them attractive through the close proximity thing or through, like when you work in an office and then you find people attractive you never would find attractive.
Yeah, but then that's because I think you're basing the attraction on something completely different. So like it wouldn't be like you're on a dating app and you swipe yes, but because you've actually got to know them, you start getting attracted because of your like personal chemistry. So like
it's not based on looks, basically. It's not so superficial.
Although he's attractive though. I think he's attractive.
Your face. Oh my God, for Florence. I know that feeling though when you're when you're like, you're trying so hard to concentrate and all you can think about is sex. And it gets annoying. It gets annoying when you're just like, especially when you're at work and you're trying to concentrate. I mean, I think I've literally thought about fucking every single person I've worked with ever.
Wait, what?
Like, I'm not talking about masturbating over them. I'm talking about just like thinking about fucking them. Like how not even I suppose it is a fantasy, but it's like, how they would have sex, what they would fuck like, would it be good? And most of the time then it kind of turns into a fantasy of like how I would want them to fuck. Yeah. But everyone I've worked with, I've for sure thought about fucking them.
I've not had it with everyone that I've worked with, but I have like, if there's been an attraction that's built through working with someone, then obviously. But like, I don't have it with everyone. But there's this thing about personal trainers though. I feel like there's always a bit of a vibe with your personal trainer.
It makes so much sense. You're doing a lot of like heavy moving, sweating, breathing, a lot of like good chemicals are being pumped into you because you're doing that kind of exercise.
That's true.
You're also like, there's a kind of a weird power dynamic of they're telling you to do something and pushing you to your limits, which is quite like sexual anyway.
So sexy.
Yeah. It's basically fucking, but without the sex.
Oh my God, it actually is.
You've been fucking him all this time. You didn't even know.
Been fucking him.
Shit.
Oh man, yeah. It's like one of those things where it's like, I want to go there, but I should not go there.
Oh yeah, like if you want to, but it would just, then you'd be pissed off that you fuck somebody and then you can't use them as your instructor anymore, your personal trainer. Like,
or could it just get really hot at the gym?
But unless you are hoping for a relationship, it will ruin that professional relationship. Unless they're actually, you know what? I'm shitting on this person. They could be a really good communicator, have sex with you, and communicate that they didn't want anything further. And it's both mutual, and you both agree, and it's both calm.
What if he wants a relationship with me?
Yes. Yeah, and then you're like, we can't work out anymore. We can't do this shit no more.
Oh yeah, it would be really awkward.
Yeah, so it's always like you have to think about the chances of that happening and working perfectly, and they're so slim when you. But saying that, my best friend is getting married, and she met her. Trainer? No, I mean it was a person that she worked with at work.
Oh.
But it was somebody that it was kind of like an area where you shouldn't really go there.
Mm-hmm.
And she went there and it paid off. Like, you can get success stories, but I would say the majority of the time it is not a success. You ruin a relationship.
There was this guy in the office that I used to work in like a few years ago, and he was so not someone that you would immediately think, damn, like, you're super attractive. But we used to sit next to each other at the office, and we would work in like very close proximity. And there was this thing about him, and I thought that I was the only one that felt it. And I was like, oh damn, there's something hot about
something you cannot put your finger on.
And then I started talking to the other girls in the office. Turns out so many of them had the same office crush. And it was just so bizarre because he just isn't the sort of guy that you would think that women would have like the office crush on. But one of my friends ended up fucking him. And she was like, it was so good that I would suggest that you fuck him as well.
Oh my God, what a legend that she said that. But
so I feel like he gave off that like...
the BDE, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be like, I'm a fucking...
That's what it was.
I'm a legend in bed. It's not all about looks. It is honestly about like your confidence and how you believe in yourself and how you hold yourself. There is so much more than looks. And that goes for all genders. What you were talking about with not wanting to fuck everyone and having almost like having to look at that personality and connect with that personality. I think that's just sexuality, right? So it's like your sexuality, you need to have that connection before you can really be turned on by somebody. But then other sexuality, I don't even know what this fucking sexuality is called, where it's like I could fuck anyone and anything and still have a good time regardless of whether I'm attracted to them or not. And like that kind of ability to sit there and think of anybody and how they have sex and not be repulsed or disgusted and be like, okay, that's how we're gonna do this.
Well, yeah, it was like that time when you tried to hook me up with that guy in the bar, and you were like, found the hottest guy for you.
Okay, I didn't say he was the hottest guy, bruh. Like, don't do me in like hot. This.
You said that he was hot.
He was hot. I was attracted to. Okay, yeah, fair enough. So yeah.
Anyway, you sent him. He came over to the bar, and I was like, oh no.
I sent you his Instagram, man. Like you already
did not have any photos on his Instagram.
He did, but it was the guy. Wasn't this?
You couldn't
wasn't
really
this
see.
wasn't this the guy where you were like, you couldn't really tell how tall he was? Or like you couldn't really tell from the photos what his body type was?
But it wasn't that he was
he
not
was
attracted to him
attractive.
because he was short. Like
Yeah.
I just was like, wow, this guy is just not my type.
Fair enough. Types. I mean, I was so attracted to him. I thought he was like, well, sweet, well, cute, but I was on a date with Sam at the time. And it was a bit too early to be like, do you want to go have a guy threesome with this random dude, you know?
Yeah. Oh my days. Yeah, but I think that's
was just
just
helping
proof
her
kind
out,
of
you
that
know?
you yeah, I mean it was
Yeah.
very sweet. But yeah, it's proof that you I'm just like ready to fuck anything.
Yeah, I think I would fuck anything. I think that's why I enjoy sex parties so much, because for me it's not about like getting to know someone and finding out if our personalities match. It's literally just the raw fuck.
Yeah, I wonder if I would even enjoy a sex party properly, because I'm like, where's the connection, dude? Like,
Yeah, it might
what
just
is
feel
it?
really like vapid and superficial and not real.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that feeling of emptiness afterwards. Of, I suppose, yeah, because
I want to try it out. I want to like test that theory out to see if
Yes.
it would be hot or not. Because I think in some situations I could get into the whole like, wow, it's like an orgy, like let's just fuck everything.
I mean, it's not pleasurable in like the physical sense. It's just like such a mind pleasure. It's a very different thing. It's so hard to describe. I'm not sitting there like coming over it, but other people can do and are. But it's definitely like you're just in the middle of a mass of bodies fucking and sucking and having a great time. You're just like, oh my God, I'm enjoying this, but for all like really different reasons. Yeah, super interesting. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so that happened. So you just got back from holiday. How did it, oh my God, how did it go? Did you masturbate? How did that happen? Like,
Oh,
what
okay,
happened with the
so
vibrators?
did not bring vibrators. I was too sketched out. I was like, it's just not worth being thrown in jail for 3 years. Like, fuck that. Of course, you probably can risk it, but I just didn't want to take that risk. I'm really such a nervous flyer as it is. Like, fuck that shit. So, guess my fucking luck. The day that we arrived, I come on my
Your
period.
periods.
Yeah. Motherfucker. And I'm sitting there like, oh, nice holiday sex. And then I'm like, cool, like, you know, fucking bleeding the River Nile for 3, 4, 5 days. Yeah, I wasn't horny, annoyingly. I don't know whether it's jet lag as well, but when I'm on my period, I'm rarely that horny.
No, you're not. You
don't
don't like
really-
period sex.
No, I really don't, because I like very nice and neat sex and not too many spillages. As I wish I could get into the sloppy fantasy, but I'm not. Nah. Oh, I can give a sloppy blowjob if it's not on my bed. If it's on someone else's bed, I got slobber all over the place. But if it's on my bed, I don't want my saliva ruining my nice bed sheets. Please tell me I'm not alone in this. No.
No, I will get mess fucking everywhere on my own sheets.
Yeah, I can't do it. It will ruin it, the whole bed experience for me. Same
So,
with
what
period sex
actually
as well.
happened?
Yeah. So on the holiday, it was amazing. I've done a little vlog as well, talking about my mental health of like a lot of anxiety, because holiday anxiety is real for me. I get a lot of health anxiety, which
you do.
feeds in with like flights and food and sun and all the things that you could possibly imagine. So sex wise, we didn't actually have a hell of a lot of sex. Like, we had sex, but I think I was more annoyed and I was not turned on by the fact that I did not have my wand with me. And I knew that it was just going to take ages. So I was just like, if we do this. Also, so fucking tired. You know when your schedules are just messed up anyway. So yeah, didn't have a hell of a lot of sex. Had like a couple of blowjobs here and there. Sam was a fucking hero, an absolute hero. And he did not just tried, he waited for me, and he did like long ass sessions, and one time I did clitorally come with my hands. This is the use of my hands, but I'm not joking. I gave up 3 times, like during this long ass session of me trying to come, and it just like, you know, it just builds and gets worse and worse. And I'm so relieved that he just was so like triumphant and like, no, just relax, like calm down, we're gonna get there, just take your time. And it was very much like a nice chilled, lazy, like like he's a fucking machine, like playing with my body like an instrument while I'm trying to get this fucking clitoral orgasm that's just so far and hard to reach, and just I wanted to give up so badly. Yeah, it's
Oh my God,
so
I feel that
frustrating.
pain. It's frustrating as well because like you always romanticize holidays as like, you know, having loads and loads of sex, and
I had
doesn't turn out,
romanticized that for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was so frustrated about not having a sex toy, and it just reminded me of like, how the fuck did I cope when I was younger without sex toys, when I just would like go on a date and go back and fuck somebody and not have my sex toy there to give me my pleasure. It would literally be all about them.
Yeah.
And that's not cool, man. Like, it takes me so fucking long to masturbate and come anyway in my own space, let alone with another person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a bit I wouldn't say frustrated, but like I'm coming up to ovulation, so like the horn is coming.
You can have the sex with the vibrator now.
Yes, I can. Yes, I had such a great fucking orgasm last night. Like one that I had to edge myself on because I could come so easily just using my wand. And doing it in my own space. But I do recognize that there is something to say about having a format of orgasming, like of coming. You know, like it's very easy to get like your wand out and come that way. But I am so used to having like a routine and a format and the way that I do it. And so that when I'm in a situation that's not that exact format, it can fuck with my head and it can make it so much harder to come. So I think it is important to try and get yourself to come in different ways, with different toys, in different areas, in different bodily positions. Because otherwise, you're just going to have to go for that one position that makes you come. And I've heard this a couple of times from people as well.
I think as well, when I was in, like, when I like left London at the end of last year and I was in Toronto and I had like a selection of different vibrators that I like never usually use. I was so like unsatisfied by not having my like wand with me, and it kind of ruined masturbation for me for quite a while, because I was just like, oh, I don't have like the way that I usually do it, and like instead of being like, let's figure out like another cool way to masturbate, I just like let the frustration be there, like, oh, I don't have my favorite toy. And then I feel like the karma of that situation was it breaking when I came back.
Shit, I forgot. I'm so sad
like,
for you.
You should have learnt how to do it without me by now.
But that's such a good point. It's not about our bodies, it's about where our mind's at with it. And allowing ourselves to sit in the frustration is the worst thing that we can do, because it almost like gives that power that you can't come, that it's going to be hard for you. It almost like solidifies that in your head. So you need to just change your perspective and be like, right, this is the situation. Let's try and do it a different way. And I know it's long and arduous and you just want to come, but sometimes that's what you have to do. I mean, it's like with anything you feel negative about, it's changing your perception, making yourself see a different way. Enough so, little by little, you see it a different way with ease. It's not hard work anymore. But I do want to say, not being able to come, and I've, you know, like there were times we were talking about coming every night with our wand. And then I think I did work with my therapist about maybe not using my wand every night. I haven't noticed a difference in my ability to come. If anything, me not coming every night as like, you know, something I do every night and go to sleep with has almost made me less horny, I feel.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anything in saying like, oh, you're using your sex toy too much, or maybe you're coming, you know, if you're coming every night for the wrong reasons, that's going to stop you from orgasming. I don't think it makes much of a difference to me anyway.
I've definitely had the same thing, because I've definitely stopped masturbating as much recently when I had the whole like, I'm gonna step away from my vibrator.
Yeah.
And like I really wasn't masturbating that much at all. And I have definitely been way less interested in sex. In fact, I think today was the first time that I've actually been horny in a couple of weeks.
Fuck. And there's so many things that so many, you know, people tell you that you're masturbating too much, you're coming too much, or again, you know, coming for the wrong reasons, like without without meaning or purpose. It's just like a come to go to bed. But I feel like that really worked for me.
I like being horny.
Yeah, I want to be fucking horny. I mean, of course, it might not be that. It could be other situations. It could be that there isn't necessarily anything, like, you know, it could be hormone related. There could be loads of other things. But I do know, especially with dudes, if they wank more, they create more, I think it's testosterone or more good, happy chemicals inside them. So they want more sex.
I think it's exactly the same thing with us.
It's gotta be.
When I'm in a relationship, like if I start having regular sex, I'm gonna want sex more. But like when I'm not in a relationship, I can take it or leave it sometimes because I don't have it regularly. Yeah. But if it's there, then I want it a lot, and like then I'm insatiable. So obviously this was quite an extended amount of time to spend with Sam as well, your bae, holiday bae. And how did that go? Because going away on holiday with your partner for the first time is a thing.
It is a thing. And again, we romanticize and we think it's going to be perfect and magical, and you're going to like be in love with each other every single day, and you're not going to argue and bicker, and it's just not the fucking reality. Like, and it pisses me off. I feel like I fantasize about this every time before I go on holiday, and then I get there and I'm like, we shouldn't be arguing. We shouldn't be mad with each other. And it's like, fuck off. What changes? If anything, you should be more stressed and bickering with each other, because going on holiday is fucking stressful and you're out of your comfort zone and you're doing crazy things. Luckily, Sam and I had a really good time most of the time, but we definitely did get frustrated and bicker here and there. And of course, when you're spending that much time together, the only other person around to take that is the other person, even when it's not their fault.
Yeah.
Especially with anxiety, especially with being on my period, having IBS issues, having mad anxiety and not knowing where to direct that. Normally I'd have my therapist to talk to or my friends to discuss it with, but it was just Sam and I, and he got the brunt of a lot of my frustration and my worries. And then on top of that, you're beating yourself up about it because you should be having a good time too. And then that pisses you off more. It's like a cycle.
I know. I think it's really good to talk about it like this though, and normalize it, because it is a fantasy world going on holiday with a partner. And like I definitely fantasize about it. And like I remember like the one time that my ex would go on a holiday with me.
Fuck. Nice one, bro.
Yeah. What's that? And it wasn't even like it was for a wedding as well. So it was like we had to go. Like he would never go. Oh my God. This topic's sour for me, because my ex for 4 years would never go on holiday with me. And that's one of the things, like when I'm away and I see couples away together, that's all I want. All I want is to like explore and go on adventures with someone that I'm in love with. Like that's like one of the things in life that I've always really wanted, and I have never had it.
But it's also the fantasy. Even the person that you get on so well with, fully in love with, it's perfect. You still might have like not the most perfect time away.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder how it'll actually be when it happens to me properly. But I remember back at that time, it was really nice though. Like I think because our relationship was quite shit, actually when we were away on holiday, it was a lot better. Like we actually ended up having quite a lot of sex. It wasn't like necessarily amazing, but we kind of committed to doing like the holiday sex thing. So we were just like randomly fucking like in the shower after we got back from a walk, like on the sofa. And
I'm so sorry, my door's just gone.
Oh. Yeah. So yeah, weirdly it was like way better for us because we were having such a shit time actually on holiday. You know what one of my favorite things to do as well with a partner, I'm sure you did this with Sam, when you're in the pool together and you're like sitting basically like you're like the arms around their neck and you're like both like bobbing up and down in the pool together. I love it so much. It's so cute.
We 100% did that. Like the cliche and everything. Fuck. And which was really lovely. And there are, of course, some really nice
cute.
moments. There are always going to be nice moments on a holiday, but it's whether you let the shitty moments taint the whole holiday or taint that moment or taint the day.
Yes, which you shouldn't.
And it's hard to do. Like, I definitely coming back, I was like, oh, and I do this a lot, you know, like I catastrophize a lot. And I think in my head, oh, we had that tiny, minuscule argument that was actually worked out pretty quickly. But no, we shouldn't be arguing at all. This isn't perfection. Oh, it's all over. We shouldn't be in this. Like, I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting his time. And it's just like, where the fuck is that thought process coming from? You need to calm the fuck down and just stay in the goddamn present and enjoy what you have now.
Arguing, as long as there's resolution, isn't that unhealthy? We're two human beings.
It's actually healthy, right?
Different opinions, and like it's good to be able to have discussions and resolve them.
Yeah,
it's good to have the conflict and resolve, as long as there's no like hate afterwards and like, you know, it's not
grudges,
getting violent or whatever.
Yeah, like, or even just like petty, nasty words. And that gets easier the older you get as well. I definitely remember, you know, like screaming matches and shouting arguments. And now it's like, before there's even raised voices, it's like, right, let's diffuse the situation, either have some time apart or talk about this. And that definitely comes with like age and practice.
Yeah, I mean, I've never have arguments in a relationship because I'm really avoidant of conflict.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But that's my own thing. It doesn't mean that it's good or bad. Like, I don't actually think it was great that I avoid conflict in a relationship, because I'm like, if there's something that I want to say, but yeah, I mean, that whole shit was like stupid anyway, because if I ever did raise something I like didn't like or was unhappy about, like, it turned into I was wrong.
Yeah, which is fucked up. And that's also like manipulation and emotional abuse. There's no communication skills there. And of course, that makes it harder for you to bring things up in the future when you are not happy with a situation. But these are all shitty things that we can unlearn. Like, again, like me and aggression. Aggression is such a protective move for me. And that's what I've learned through my parents, and it's easier for me to be angry at someone than it is to feel hurt and sad. So I hit people with like anger and frustration and shouting, which thank fuck I don't do anymore. But definitely back in the day, it was I'm not being heard, so I'm going to be louder and you listen to me, and like whatever I say I will keep, you know, it's nasty, that's horrible, that's also unacceptable. And I know that I'm really grateful, because Sam and I are both like that. If something is up, then we will both say, and that does meet with aggression, but it also means like being emotionally intelligent and emotionally aware that things aren't okay. Like you said, on the other side, where maybe you won't say something or won't speak up because you don't want to create conflict, and then they're both equally as shit, and we both need to work on them. It's not acceptable. It's not okay, man.
There's always things to work on in a relationship, and I think that's it. Everyone's growing as a human being. Do you feel closer together, like, after having that time away?
Yes, like I do. I've spoke to Sam about this as well. Like, I was in a weird place when I got back of being completely obsessed and in love and like can't stop thinking about him, but then on like literally at the same time being like, I need my space, I don't want to be with you anymore. And it was those literal two like extreme feelings battling against each other, and it just felt so uncomfortable, and I didn't know what to do, and it was coming out, and I fucking hope that's just like jet lag, or again like the pure anxiety exhaustion, or after holiday blues.
Space.
Yes, so that's what we've agreed on. We were both like, oh, how about we have some space this week and try really hard not to talk to each other until we see each other on Saturday. And fuck me, it's hard, because that codependent side of me is like, no, I want you to make me feel better. And then I'm like, no, I need to remember that I can feel better by myself. Do the things that make me feel good.
is so important, and I'm so like proud of you both for making that step, because it's really hard when you are so codependent to actually take the space and to actually just, but even like you can take the space but then not actually do the work, but you're both thinking, I need to be able to make myself happy, and like putting in things to do that, and that's so key.
And try really hard not to like allow myself to ruminate and obsess, and just be like, okay, distract myself with music I like, go and have a bath, go and like paint my nails, go and watch a TV show that I want to watch, that I enjoy, like Bridgerton's like some great good garbage right now.
Did you finish Bridgerton series 2?
No, I'm getting there, but holy fucking shit, I'm loving it. It's like the best good garbage of like
love it,
right? It's like the romance side, and you're just sitting there like, oh, this is terrible. I love this.
I can't wait for you to see
the finale. Oh my god, I can't wait. I've been trying to like not binge it and stagger it out because I need it so much. I did. Sorry to go back. We talk a lot about codependency, and my sister said such a great thing yesterday on the phone that shocked me to my core, and I was like, must bring it up. So, we talk about how bad codependency is and it's not good. She was saying that she read an article or a quote about how every relationship is somewhat codependent. You've got the codependency and the independency with every single relationship, whether it's platonic or, family, friends, or whatever. And codependency is good. Codependency can be good. It just depends on what levels and the balance of codependency to dependency. And I never thought that codependency could be a good thing. I said that I was doing the same thing, Florence, on the phone. I was like, it cannot ever be good. But there's an element of, you're friends with somebody because you need something from them. You need their laughter or their joy or their opinions or their thought processes. And that's also a part of codependency.
But you shouldn't ever be dependent on someone.
No, but I think that's a different thing, right?
Codependency is just going to mean that if you have a moment where that person isn't around anymore, then it's going to be more of a struggle for you. But then that is just the human experience. That's human nature,
right? I'm trying to think of like what I desperately need from Sam, apart from penis, apart from his amazing sex,
his company. He makes you laugh.
Intimacy. All of them good things. Yeah, he is lovely. But then that's like I can get that myself.
Yeah,
but. Also, the relationship wouldn't be there if he didn't give me those things, right?
But I think it's only codependency when you can't get any of those things that you don't so desperately need from yourself. And you are dependent on yourself first.
Yeah, right? And we think of codependency in the extreme way of like not being able to leave the house without the other person, or having to call them constantly to ask them, if you should do something, or, oh, what do I wear tonight, kind of thing.
Or if they're the only person that makes you happy, like that's where I got in my situation.
Yeah. As you've mentioned before, it's so hard to integrate yourself back into real life after that person.
I think it's probably just working out a way of dealing with codependency and figuring out how to work with your partner and both of your needs, and making sure that you're always putting in the time and the space for yourself and your own personal development, as well as the relationship's development.
Yeah, especially when you're feeling down and feeling like you need that from another person. That's the time when you need to be like, okay, how can I get this myself?
But also, let's just go back to Bridgerton for a second.
Okay.
How fucking hot. Why are period dramas so hot? Like, I don't know what it is. There's so much sexual tension. It's like, it's too much.
And no one even fucking kisses. Like, there is no...
That's why it's so hot, I think. Because you're like...
It is catered. Oh my God. It is catered to, like, the mind, right? Maybe this is why a lot of dudes don't find this fun or attractive. Because it's all romance. There's no... touch or there's a lot of sexual tension, but there's nothing raw. To generalize men, I'm sure there are plenty of dudes out there that fucking bum Bridgerton. Raise your hand and put it out proudly. Because it's all, you know, like stares from afar. And it's basically like every single fantasy that we've ever had of people that we want that we can't have or whatever. Fuck.
I was talking to my friend about it, and I was like, oh my God, imagine if this was the way that we dated these days. And she was like,
days.
But isn't it just actually still the same? Like, we're all just out here waiting to meet our husband. And like, when you take away everything else, like fundamentally, we're waiting for a man to come up to us and impress us so much with whatever he's about that we'll be like, yes, I will marry you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that is just sort of, I would say, the laws of attraction. But this is on another level. Like, you can't touch a woman, and if you get caught, then you got to fucking marry her, and you got to get the dowry involved, and like,
also,
the shame of the family.
The way that they love each other enough to marry each other, that's lust.
Yeah,
that's not
that
love.
Is lust.
Like,
yes,
there's so much like sexual. Imagine the sexual tension if you hadn't of like had the choice. Although I guess like the guys, they do go out and like get laid. Still, they go to like
the sex workers,
the
whores.
Also, like, if you were anyone in Bridgerton, what would it be? Because I was thinking that I would probably be the actress girl that he the main character in this series was fucking before, because I would definitely be going for the unavailable man. Oh, you would be the brother that goes to the orgy art parties.
Yes, please, thank you. I'm very happy with that one.
Yeah,
he's great.
Well, what's funny is that obviously we're talking about like dating and attraction like through these things. I've been on dating apps again for like the last week, and there was one guy that I started talking to, and the way that he said some like compliments to me, I was like, these are the compliments that I actually wanted to hear. Let me just get it up actually, because I just thought it was really cute. And he was like,
cute.
He was a poet as well, and I think I was just like, he's in tune with his like emotions and minds and like intellect. And like, you know how on dating apps people are just like, oh, you're so hot, or like, you're so pretty, like, oh my God, look at your smile, or whatever.
Basically, yeah.
The smile one's like, okay, but
the smile one's possible.
But this isn't probably gonna go anywhere, but because he's just gone through a breakup, and I was like, oh, jokes, you should listen to my podcast. So I sent him the name of it, and he started listening to the last episode, and he was just like, you seem great, Florence. Smart, creative, vulnerable, but in a positive sense. And then just like, you're great, Florence. And I was like, that makes me feel so good.
Oh, shit. My
and now I'm
just
like,
widened.
Right?
So hot.
Like,
what the
saying
fuck?
that I'm clever and smart. I'm like, yeah.
You see me from my brain, not from my tits.
You see me. You act like that. That's the thing. It's like, all we do want is to be seen fully, and you can't be seen fully just for your outside looks or whatever. Like, yes, I'm beautiful and gorgeous and hot, but like, I'm clever and smart and vulnerable, but in a positive way.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful quote. Nice one. What did you respond?
I'm not sure, maybe just like the emoji with loads of hearts around it. Like, thank you.
You should respond and be like, this was such a great compliment. It was good enough to get on the podcast. So nice one, bruh.
Maybe he will listen. I mean, I might meet him. I might go on a date with him.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Hope it's not all talk, because fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I do not trust text messages or anything, man. You got to meet the people in person. Do not form a relationship with their text self. It's
you know what?
Fit to failure.
You know what I've been doing recently? I swear there's just like a new person that I'm talking to like every single day, and it lasts for like a bunch of messages in that day, and then we just don't really message.
Fizzle out. I think this is the age of impatience and the fact that we're choosing to watch media that's shorter and shorter, and we're not spending as much time on. We just want really fucking quick information. And I think it's the same with dating. I think we go, oh, nice little dopamine rush, okay, cool, and then like it dies really quickly. And that goes for everybody. I was exactly the same. I'd be really into someone and then absolutely bored of them the next day. And they hadn't even done anything. By the time
it gets to when the date is that you arranged for the next week, you're like, I'm not excited anymore.
Yeah, which I believe the cure of that is don't allow yourself to get excited. Don't talk that much. Just fucking meet them for a goddamn drink.
Yeah,
ASAP.
although I like to suss out if this is actually going to be worth my time though. Like,
yeah,
I need to know that we have some kind of good, like, communication, like, good banter on text before. Because you can tell if I'm not vibing with you through text, I'm like, it's really, like, you know, that would be quite rare to vibe in person. And also, whenever I don't go with my gut feeling and I'm like, oh, give them a chance, you know, I'm always just like, what the fuck did I come here?
Oh shit.
And it's always a really bad date and I'm like, I do need to scout them out properly before, because I know when I'm gonna get on with someone or not.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that must just be where our different sexualities play a part, because for me it just doesn't matter. Like I almost don't want to know anything about them before I fuck them, because the more I know about them, the less attracted I'll be.
Well, I'm not looking to just go and fuck them, really.
Yeah, I mean, neither am I, to be fair. Like,
you know what? I'm going off sleeping with someone on the first date. I don't think
I think that would make so much sense. I think that would be wise, because that's how you find your attraction with somebody.
Yeah, I want more. I want more like anticipation and intimacy built before.
You want Bridgerton.
I'm cancelling the one night stands.
Shit.
No more one night stands. Unless there's like immediate like amazing sexual chemistry, you know, like, and that's what the vibe is, but I just don't know if that will actually happen.
Yeah, fuck. Okay, well, I'll be on the other side of like one night stands forever. Yay.
Yeah. So you're having a housewarming party tomorrow and I have got some chaps to wear.
Oh my god, like, yeehaw! I fucking know.
Underneath them.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Maybe some pants if you have to throw them on, but nothing. Come just in chaps, please.
It's so cold outside though. What sort of debauchery is gonna happen at your party?
Well, to make it clear,
people coming.
I mean, in my opinion, everyone's hot that's coming. But like, I wouldn't go by my means, like with our track record. There will be hot people. I'm trying to think of like, there are bare hot people coming.
Is there single people?
Yes, yeah, the single hot people. But it's whether or not you want to bang them. Like, please feel free to shag any one of my guests. The permission is granted.
This is the thing. I don't fuck on the first date.
That's
anymore,
so true. Yeah. Plus, everyone's gonna be in motherfucking cowboy gear. If it wasn't clear, it's Western themed. So, do you even need to know who they are to want to fuck him in cowboy gear, Florence?
Oh my god, I hadn't even clocked. That's my all-time fantasy.
Right?
Oh my god, I can't wear just knickers. They're gonna be soaked. Everyone's gonna see.
Don't sit on any of my seats, please. My velvet seats. Just get Florence.
This is my sexual fantasy.
Please, can we just like forego the no rule of fucking on the first date just for this party? I beg of you.
I do need to get laid.
Yes, and please, if you need to, use my bedroom. It doesn't have a lock on it, so it's at your own risk. But
a bit of a risque action.
You know what? Sorry. My favourite thing. Absolute favourite thing is to fuck during a party. That's like...
Really?
Yeah. Like, remember your party?
Yes. Yes.
And I just went off with 2 dudes.
Yeah.
And had half a threesome. Only fucked one of them while the other guy watched and semi got involved, which is such a shame.
Yeah.
And then came back to the party. That's my favourite thing. I've already given Sam the comms. I'm like, so just to let you know, I really enjoy fucking at a party and then going back to the party.
So gonna fuck at the party. I'm just gonna...
Again, let's reality check.
Put
Fantasy.
a cowboy hat on the door handle if someone's fucking in the bedroom.
Oh my God, yes. No one's going to pay attention to that. We're fully going to have people walking in. And just my luck, it'll be my brother and my sister or something. Or maybe my mum, because my mum's invited. I always invite my mum to my parties.
Oh my God, your mum's coming.
Yeah, she's already got her outfit. I'm so happy. She's like,
Oh
of
my
course I'm
God.
coming. I look amazing. I was like, yes, you do, mum. Yes.
Wait, oh shit. I hope there are some hot cowboys there.
I hope there is. I really hope so. I'm trying to think of like single hot people that you would find attractive. But then again, will it matter if they're in cowboy gear? Will it matter?
Who fucking knows, mate? We'll find out next episode.
Yes. I mean, this is the sole reason why I wanted to do this theme, because everyone's going to look so fucking hot.
Oh, God damn.
God damn.
As long as they put on their cowboy accents as well.
Oh my
then
God,
I'll
yes.
be wet as a
Wet as a
waterfall.
whistle. Waterfall, I like that. Wet or whistle. So, curious fuckers, you're going to have to listen to the next episode of finding out what happens at the cowboy house party. I shouldn't say cowboy, Western, Wild West, because it's not just about cowboys, cowgirls too, cowbays as well.
Am I gonna ride cowgirl? Who knows?
Yeah,
That
I'm
is
so
the question.
excited.
It
Get
won't
on
happen.
that rodeo.
Whenever I go out and like think that I'm gonna have sex, it never happens.
Yeah,
So-
but it's nice to keep an open mind, you know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, hopefully there'll be something juicy to talk about anyway. At least you're going to have sex at your party.
I mean, again, like reality check, I want to, but might not happen. I might be too busy being a host. There's kind of not really anywhere we could fuck in private here, you know? Like apart from the
Yeah.
bathroom, and I don't really want to fuck in my bathroom.
Okay, well, we should go because we've been chatting our curious fuckers' ears off.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
But I did just want to mention, oh my God, look, I'm wearing some Curious Fucker merch right now. So
look at that.
you might want to check it out. It's on our website, www.comecurious.co.uk. It's like a t-shirt. It's pretty cool. It's got the Curious Fuckers Club logo on it, and you might want to get it.
Nice marketing. Nice one, bro. Nice. Okay, the t-shirt's actually really cool. It's got like this really cute little heart in there that says Curious Fuckers Club. It's a white tee. It's unisex. Anyone can fucking wear it. You got to get your hands on it.
Get your hands on it.
I'm not wearing mine today because mine's still dirty from holiday, but it'll be clean soon, I swear.
Okay, Curious Fuckers, you know the drill. Leave us a rating and a review because we love to hear from you. And make sure you follow us on our social media. That is at ComeCurious, at ReadAmberX, and at Florence Bark.
You could also send us your fuck off stories, which is the type of story that makes people go, fuck off. Right. And of course, you can catch us all on YouTube where we're putting up vlogs talking about the podcast. Yeah, you can even watch the podcast if you're listening to it right now. Watch it on YouTube. I know.
Trippy.
Whoa. See all of the facial reactions that Florence and I do that you don't get to hear on the podcast. Don't get to see. And yeah, that's it. I think see you next week, Curious Fuckers.
See you next Thursday.
I know, I fucked it up.
See you next Thursday. See you then. Bye.
Bye. Love you.